Mm. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Dark Eye Orkland campaign, episode 25. I think we should celebrate. Uh, well, in my life as a player, I think it's the longest thing I have ever been in, so I'm very glad. And yes,
Well,
so
the sessions are quite short, so
well, nevertheless, it's nevertheless a on the total span of time, it's the longest thing I have been in. Um, yeah. Well, as a player, because I've been a big game master often. Okay. So yeah, we were in a fight last week. It began by a simple conversation with an orc and his friends. We were mostly hidden, but as the conversation was going forward, tension began to rise, and suddenly, okay, it began with Marbio talking to an orc, trying to. We invited him to a meal. They were,
Everyone got really nervous and attacked.
and they were with some ogres that were attached to a. How did you call it?
well, it's
And
kind
it
of
has,
a wagon.
yeah, yeah, and then Mavon came up to try to talk to them, and as the orc kind of shaman began to make some strange things. Gruff became nervous and shooted an arrow, and that's when the party began. So what's going to happen? Marbio is used as a stick by one of the ogre, and other than that, we're in deep water, no, hot water right now. So we're in the middle of a combat.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going through numbering the orcs.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do initiative.
Yes, D6.
2d6 plus 9. Oh, 10.
It's not 2d6, it's 1d6.
What?
It's 1d6, the initiative?
1d6 plus your base initiative value.
Oh, 1d6.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was 2d6. So 15.
Okay.
I will write it in roll 20. Have 10.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Maven?
Yeah,
Two.
I was trying to
Okay.
get my character open.
Okay. 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 Then I think the first two. So the others. Okay. At 13 also. Okay. Then Marbio is actually the first one to do something.
Well, I'm being manhandled by an ogre, so Maybe I can attempt to struggle a little bit to get another arm free, or or
Okay.
get hold of my dagger, maybe.
Okay. Let's make that a dexterity check. Whether you can get at your dagger
Okay.
with your free arm.
14. So that will be 13.
So it's enough, yeah.
4. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you manage while you're being swung through the air and just have hit Kondar, if I remember correctly. Managed to lodge your dagger free, and now you have it swinging in your hand.
Okay, so I got my dagger free, and since I don't have any real medical knowledge to know where to poke to get him to release me, I just start poking around. So I'm going to make an attack.
Basically, attack. I would say because you're quite constricted at the moment due to his grab, and because of the wounds, you have a total modifier of -3.
Remember correctly, all my dagger goes into attack, so -3, that'd be an 8. So, okay. It's not terrible, but, it's not good. I miss.
Yeah. Okay, so you try to stab at him, though because you're swung through the air, he somehow manages to get you out of your arm away from you. From him. Okay, so the next one would be the row of 13s, and that's the archers, that's the others in your team, and that's Maven. So Maven goes first.
Okay, so let's see. I can cast darkness. It says it's it's centered on myself, so it's darkness that comes out from me. I can't cast it farther away from me.
No.
Oh, okay.
I believe you have an modifications there that could do something of the kind.
Well, the only option it says was a penalty of 3 on the MS. The sphere can be created as movable.
Yeah, that would be the only possible way, so that you can move it away from you.
Wow. Okay, so I would just be sitting in darkness and I couldn't see in it.
No.
Okay,
But
so
neither could anyone else who's in the radius.
Yeah.
Well, now we can't see anything.
No one can see. No one shall see. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make darkness so no one can see. Because I don't want those archers firing it at me.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully maybe everyone will calm down if it's dark.
Or maybe the ogre will get really scared and throw me.
Yeah, and break your back.
Just happened.
CLD. Well, at least it's my best stats that I'm rolling against.
Well.
I just pass it. I have to use all of my points.
Okay, just looking at it. Silencium. Darkness there.
How many paces are the archers away? The wagon?
Wait. It's not dependent on how many points you have left over. So, what's your skill in the spell? Oh, it's 7. So you have 3.5 meters. Yeah, you just don't make the make it to the wagon, but outside you have that. Yeah, there is no. Of course, there is no circle in this to draw.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I do? Okay.
There's probably just like a free draw tool.
Draw shape and then
Yeah.
go
Okay.
over to regular and then we'll say
No.
shape. Draw a rectangle, hold Alt.
Freehand. Yeah. I
Hold
should know.
Alt for circle or ellipse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll use this now. So, here. This is the area that's now suddenly starts to darken. If I'm correct, at least you or anyone who is in there can, well, Marbio doesn't need to make a check because you can't run away anyway. But I would say Gruff should make a courage roll with superstition as a difficulty increase.
Okay, so, well, okay. No, I miss by, let's say, 3 points.
Okay, so the sudden darkness in the middle of the day renders you somewhat immobile and fearful.
Okay.
Okay, so for you 3, I can, yeah, you basically don't get to know what happens now. You only hear this faint sound from outside of the outside of your field of vision. There's the sound of weapons being swung against one another. What's good for Marbio?
Low.
Okay, so you basically swung one more time, and then you feel that you're let go, and you take 2 more points of damage.
Okay. Oof.
And after a while, the sound seems to die down.
So, after being blind, I'm being deaf.
Well, it's more like sounds have moved away, or.
Okay,
but
well.
you could feel that you are deaf.
Well, but the graph. I'm blind. I'm deaf. Am I mute?
You're not blind, Gruff. I cast darkness to prevent these archers from firing at us.
Ah! This is, well, it's too much for a poor graph.
Yeah.
So I feel around for the arrow, okay? And then I take my knife and, see if I can try and saw it off in the darkness, the arrow.
Okay, then, well, try treat wounds.
Oh, never mind. I don't have any
skills in the
skills in that.
darkness.
Yeah, okay. So you try poking around, at least with your dagger, though you don't really find anything. Yeah. The darkness will hold for, I believe, as long as you can hold it up.
Yeah.
And
It's 3 minutes minimum.
yeah, exactly.
3 minutes.
Yeah, you can let it fall whenever you want, but you have to pay for increments in 3 minutes.
Yeah. I'll try to listen to, because I probably heard Marvio fall, right?
Yeah. You also hear the stomping and some noises from the ogre, who moves next to you somewhere. You can do a perception check to find out where you think people might be.
Okay. Let's see.
I go ahead and just, like, I'm okay, guys.
I'm not.
Perception seal and yeah, no, I didn't make that.
Okay. Marbio, you hear the foot of the ogre next to you, and then something large brushes against you.
Oh. Well, okay, I step away from that large thing.
Okay. Do a agility test maybe to see if you go in the right direction.
I think I made it. Yeah, 14 minus 1. So that's 9. Yeah, and I rolled a 9. So yeah.
Do I have to roll that too?
No, the ogre isn't. You're not trying to evade the ogre. I mean.
No. Okay.
Okay. Suddenly, you feel that something is happening. Maven feels that. Apparently, someone is trying to dispel the darkness. You can try to hold it up with another cast.
Okay. I have to spend more energy on that?
No, you just have to make the roll to see if you succeed in holding it up.
Okay. Well, I passed that. Well, I'll roll it on here. Okay, so that, yeah, I pass with 4 points left.
Then you hear the sound of someone hitting the ground with something large or something heavy, and moving away from you. The ogre, meanwhile, is again trying to find something to chew on or whatever. Let's say you have... Okay. Each take a number from 1 to 6.
3.
2. Oh, okay, that'll be 4.
Oh, sorry if I took your number.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
So 1 is Kondar, and 5 is Asgard, and 6 is... okay. So you hear him roaming around. You can hear the voices of the others, but apparently the ogre has just run into a tree, from what it sounds like.
Mhm.
When I heard Marvio's voice a while ago, I probably
Yeah.
got kind of an idea of where he was at.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to start heading in that direction.
Okay. Then, well, what's lucky for you both?
Always high.
20. That's high. Okay. So your foot suddenly brushes against something, and Marbio feels that something's touching him.
Oh, who is that? You know?
Marvio, is that you?
Yes, yes.
I reach down and try to feel for his arm or something to try to help him up.
Hey. I grab his arm. Or I feel it. Let's
You
not
hear
be touching
the,
that.
You hear the ogre coming nearer to you. The stomping, and you also feel again something large coming against you.
I move away again, you know.
Okay, so do agility tests.
Ooh, a 1.
Okay. Okay, so you both quickly duck away, and you hear the ogre screaming something.
Was it an Olark?
Yeah, though you couldn't quite make it out. He has a very distinct accent.
Yeah.
But it sounds like something that could be Olak.
His accent's probably not nearly as terrible as mine, though.
Well, yours is more, how do you say,
Later.
worldmanish.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you two have ducked away, and you hear the ogre again going through the bushes with his hand. In this total darkness, you also hear the sorry. You hear in the distance something being pulled away. You hear the oxen snout.
I go ahead and talk to the ogre because this is getting kind of sad. I say in Olark, just pick one direction and walk. You will be out of the darkness.
So I kind of know the radius of my darkness area. So I'm gonna grab Marvio by the wrist and I'm gonna start walking in the opposite direction that I heard the ogre.
Okay.
Gruff.
I'm a little far. If you, I don't think. Do I hear you?
Well, make a perception check to see.
Okay, no problems. Oh, maybe perception. Yeah. Okay, do there. Seven. Oh yeah. Well, I'm flush. all my points, but I have it.
Okay, so you have some sort of idea from where Maven's voice is coming.
Okay, I try to follow that sound.
Yeah, after a while you touch someone.
What does it smell? Okay, it's you. What?
Follow me out of the darkness.
Oh, yeah, I will I do that.
So I'm just going to keep shuffling along.
Yeah. Okay, so after a while, you actually make it to a barrier where it's sort of the darkness suddenly evaporates to the outside, and you're again standing in daylight.
I'm like,
My
oh
eyes.
God, my eyes.
Oh,
Oh,
that's not what I
wow,
wanted.
that's bright.
Well, you haven't been in darkness that long.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like
Well,
total darkness.
Yeah, total darkness is worse than the darkness of the night in my imagination.
Yeah. So the others can't be seen at the moment. The wagon is has moved downwards, so or rather in a southward. No, this would be in western direction, and the orcs are basically following that, warily looking backwards. The ogre has been fastened to the wagon again.
Oh, they found him. Okay.
Oh, the
No,
other.
no, the other one.
Oh,
And you see the second ogre stumbling out of the darkness almost at the same time as you here.
Ramming in the tree.
And the shaman is also behind the at the back side of the wagon.
Are they running? Or are they moving fast?
They are moving quite fast, yeah, and the shaman is trying to catch up to them. To make this a bit more accurate depiction here, you are above, up there, and you can see that your friends, have run off into the away from the wagon.
oh.
Well, and you have this perfectly sphere-shaped cloud of darkness in front of you.
That is the nifty spell, Mavan. That is an interesting spell.
I thought I could have enveloped the wagon. That was my intent, but I didn't have quite enough strength.
Well, at least it didn't. You have impressed them.
I guess they were superstitious enough to flee from it.
I understand them fully.
Oh, damn it!
If you weren't,
I don't even think they were. I think they weren't even really ready to attack until you guys did. I mean, it seemed like the awkward posturing was actually somewhat working.
Oh well, let's get away from here.
well, yeah, just get away before they change their minds.
Yep, let's find the river again.
Okay. Yeah. After a while, Do you let the darkness go at some point?
I'm just gonna let it just
Run out.
fizzle out on its own. I'm gonna let them just to let it stay there, just to keep that on their memory. So
Okay.
if they look back and see it disappear, then they might come back.
After a short while, Asgard and Kondar will also stumble out of the darkness.
Oh,
Is it
What
I
harang-
say over here.
What haranga work is this?
Who says that?
Dar.
Asgard.
Oh.
Asgard.
I was trying to envelop the wagon in darkness so the archers couldn't find us.
So that was you.
Yes, that was me.
You can summon the darkness from the bottom of the sea.
Yes.
She will make some sort of gesture, rubbing over her chest, and
You alright?
walk away.
Or the darkness from the night sky, or the darkness from a cavern. It's all similar. It's the absence of light.
This was no darkness of the night. Where are the others?
Yeah, that's a good question. But,
Who's missing?
Detrot and Helmar, right?
Detrot, Halma, Uksh, Flitiki, and I think that's it. And Bokai.
Oh, were they? I look at the wagon going away. May they be into that?
Doesn't look like that. Also, even though you heard some kind of fighting noises, it wasn't quite enough for them all to be subdued that
Yeah, it
quickly.
was awfully quick for Uksh and Borkai and Condor to be subdued.
Maybe they could have maybe snatched one or two of them, but probably not them all.
Perhaps, Gruff, perhaps we could use your tracking skills if we went back to the area to see if we can find their footsteps.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I'm already on it, and I'm searching on the ground.
So
Okay.
is the big dark sphere still there?
It lasts for 3 minutes.
Yeah, by probably now when you turn around again, it will probably start to weaken and then disappear.
Oh, I don't have it. No, I'm out of it. I can't. I don't. I'm having trouble finding the tracks. There's too much of them.
Right, you come across this place, and there is the ground has been quite disturbed. So a quick glance doesn't reveal much. You have to walk around a wider circle to see if there's more tracks. So it takes you a while.
While he's doing that, I'm going to cast Balsam Salabunde on Marvio.
Okay.
Oh.
So that also takes a while. I think it's about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
And he basically puts his hands on your chest, and a warm feeling emanates from that point. And if he manages to,
Yeah, let me... What is it based on? Balsam Salabunde... It's CLINCH. Oh, there's the count. Nope.
okay. You usually have to say how much points you want to give him, so that the costs stand before you roll.
Okay. Well, I was going to give him 10, so I lose 5.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to try it again if I can.
Okay.
have time.
If you take more time for casting the spell, you can also lower the difficulty.
Okay, yeah.
So
If I'm still waiting there for Gruff to see if he can find something, any tracks, I'm going to take more
yeah,
time.
Gruff,
Oh,
Condor, and Asgard. You sorry? You want to
no,
say?
continue. Continue. I will. You can
Um,
continue.
we'll probably make a wider search. And you know pretty early on in the spell when it doesn't work, so you don't waste any time.
Okay. So how much do I reduce the difficulty?
For the actual rules, I would have to look it up, which would take some time now. But for now, I would say you get, if you double the time to 10 minutes, you get 2 additional points.
Okay. Let's see. That's a success.
Okay.
Let me count how much it's a success by. So it's 5. Do you need to know how much it's a success by?
No.
Okay. Then I won't calculate it.
Okay, so a slow glowing warmth emanates from his hand on your chest, and you can really feel how your pressed in chest slowly comes out again, and the blood, the squashed blood vessels close up again. Breathing becomes easier.
That takes me down to 0, so I collapse.
Oh, while he does that, suddenly a small trickle of blood comes from his nose, and you have very hard headache.
Yeah, I fall to one knee at that point, just grabbing my head.
You didn't have to do all that, and I, try and help him up. I could have made it just fine.
You were bleeding profusely. I felt the need to staunch the blood.
Oh, thank you very much. This arrow is going to get into the way of a lot of things, so we're going to have to at least cut the shaft off or something.
Yeah, I can help with that later, but I just want to rest for a moment.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I was just talking about, later. It's probably a good idea to leave it in now, I'm guessing. It's something to stop blood.
Okay. Meanwhile, Gruff, together with Kondar and Asgard, have found a few hundred paces away. You found something that you presume is the trace of the others.
Okay. Well, without waiting, I follow that.
Yeah. From what you can see, the trail leads to a small grouping of trees in the distance. And when you come closer to that, it's maybe half a kilometer away from the place of the fighting. You can already see the shining or the blinking of Uk's crossbow between the trees.
Okay, we're there.
What happened there?
Some crazy elf magic.
I thought it was a shaman.
No, it was Maven. who tried to, well, in a sense, he saved us by doing this spell.
Dragonbark. I don't trust it.
Nevertheless, we're still alive. And why did you have to go that far?
Well, we didn't know if we were followed.
Well, the orcs have fled with their ogres.
Okay, are the others alright?
I think Mavon is feeling a little tired.
You wouldn't
All
have
the-
seen that. You were already gone when he, you know.
Okay. Okay, oh, I didn't sound that. Well, Mavon was trying to heal Marvio,
Okay,
and the others seems all quite okay.
well, then I presume we can go back. But let's keep a lookout for that wagon. Maybe they get an idea to come back again.
Maybe.
Okay, so after a short while, you come back again, and are together again.
Okay. So,
What time of day is it now?
Well, I believe you saw them somewhere between early morning and midday, so by now maybe we have it just past midday.
Well, perhaps we should make our way back down to the river and follow it in the opposite direction that the wagon was headed.
yeah.
Well, you are in luck because they came in your direction, so...
Yes.
No.
where
Direction
to
we
go?
were
This is
going.
wrong. Oh, right, I did that via screen share, not roll 20, so...
On roll 20?
No,
Okay, simple screen share. Okay.
yeah. We'll
Okay.
just go out of roll 20. And we're here again. Can you see?
I see
Yes.
black.
I see.
Okay. Okay, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. So, Graf, why did you have to shoot?
Who's asking? Is it Uksh?
Ooks.
Well, the shaman. It wasn't clean. I never thought what to expect from that rattle noise he made. Some kind of magic, and no, I had to stop that.
I think he just had little beads or something in the bone growth.
He was definitely a practicer of magic because I felt him trying to dispel my darkness.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume he's a shaman of some sort, kind of like that. Oh, what was his name? Puka, back in the.
In that, the Orc district in
Yeah.
Nostria.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told me that the that bone was just like a buffalo bone. I
It
think
was-
it's more like a symbol of his god. Pork Eye, what's the name of that god again?
Tyrach.
Tyrok, yeah.
All shaman, priest Tyrach,
Yeah.
god of where you go and die.
It could very well have been a focus, the same as my staff is.
He could.
I,
Could have been.
from what I know, teacher give to pupil,
Mhm.
passed down.
So,
Wow.
Pork Eye, how was I doing before I was interrupted?
Well, you wouldn't say well.
I don't know.
Um,
I never deal with them.
oh,
But I think we enough to frighten them if see us all. That's why
Yeah.
Shaman said stop.
yeah. I was kind of thinking that way too, but oh, I can't blame them for being scared. Um, well, we've had an interesting afternoon, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
While we're traveling along through the forest, I'm just going to be looking for herbs and whatnot.
Okay.
Uh,
You can do a plant lore check, though because you don't concentrate on it, I would say you get an increased difficulty of 2.
Okay. Plant lore is...
I actually ask people, how is everyone doing? I mean,
Oh, nope.
while
Okay.
you're doing that.
That big 20 kind of ruined the whole thing.
Yeah, when you ask around, you find that while the fight happened, Uksh and Halmar both exchanged also blows with a couple of orcs. Though they didn't get hurt in the fight. Why you attack Orc?
Gruff. Gruff was a little scared, and I guess
I was
Gruff
just
got
careful.
scared and got trigger happy, or bow happy. You guys wouldn't know what trigger happy meant.
You attack when happy?
No.
I was not happy.
It's a figure of speech.
I just wanted him to stop his somewhat magic-y what I had to cast on the Maven in Marvio. And I guess Kandari agrees with me.
Yeah, it kind of felt like I don't know. I think I was doing quite well. I mean, yes, the posturing was a bit on the awkward side, but and like Borkai said, if they would have just showed their face, we would have all probably been. Probably wouldn't have had that to deal with.
What do when next?
I guess we keep following the river.
Okay. Yeah, you make it a while further down the stream in the rest of the day, where you find a nice piece of dry land, somewhat off from the river, where you can make your night. I believe, do you still have food from the last? I think you had some good success with hunting, right?
Yeah, I brought back quite a piece.
Yeah, the duck and the eggs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's probably
No,
gone.
I have to hunt.
Yeah.
So track.
And then I put my hand on his shoulder and say, "No more eggs." And then I just kind of gesture toward Katiki. We got to make appearances. We have a very diverse group here.
Okay, but believe me, when I'll get back, you'll see the biggest omelette you ever saw in your life. That will be me that will eat it.
I'll buy it for you.
So track, I think I'm doing good. 5 points.
Okay. You actually can make out a small deer. I don't know how you call a child deer.
A fawn.
A fawn? Okay.
Yeah, fawn, yeah.
You make out a
Bambi.
fawn? Yeah, basically a fine Bambi.
Your mom, now I'm coming for you.
Which you have no difficulty in taking down.
Okay.
And with that,
I'm going to look for more plants and forage around.
okay, then do so without difficulty this time.
Yeah, I pass it this time.
Okay, how much do you have left?
I have 4.
Okay. What you find will be a patch of will wheat, which is a basic healing herb. Where do I have it?
Well, I definitely gather all that I find.
Yeah.
All the whirlwind.
Okay, you get 2d6 of leaves of whirlweed.
So that's 10.
Okay. And from what you
I only
know,
rolled 1. Yeah, so that's 9 rather.
okay. From what you know, you can use willweed to apply to fresh wounds. It can also be taken. Oh, I just thought we had lost someone. It can be taken orally to help with regeneration, and you know it helps dwarves when they have eaten something they shouldn't by bringing it up again.
Okay, it makes dwarves vomit. It's an epicac for dwarves. I'm also looking for edibles, though.
Yeah, but aside from this patch of willweed, you don't find anything.
Okay.
Or anything in large quantities, at least. Okay. So you can try to regenerate. Also, for Maven, might be interesting that you can try to meditate.
Yeah, I was going to consider that. So what's the difference between astral meditation and great meditation?
An astral meditation is a regenerative meditation, while a great meditation is a ritual that you can perform I believe 2 times in the year or 1 time in the year, I'm not quite sure, which basically increases your maximum amount of astral energy.
Permanently or just for
permanently, though you usually retreat to an academy to do something like that.
I see.
And it's
okay.
I think it's a week-long ritual, so...
And the astral meditation, is that the one where I can transfer health into astral energy? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay. Well, it costs you, I believe, 3 points of health to start the meditation, as well as 1 point of... Oh, you don't have any astral energy left, right?
No.
Then yeah, you need one
I'll do it
point of
tomorrow.
astral energies to start the
I'll do it
meditation.
in the morning after my
Yeah.
regeneration.
Okay.
I'll look around, see if there's anyone who looks still injured, and I will use the whirlweed on them.
Well,
I do need the arrow removed.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can help with that.
Yeah.
So you can do a wound treating check, and you also or treat wounds, and you get also a +2 because you can use whirlweed.
Okay, yeah, I pass it
Okay. So
without having to use any points.
okay, and you can restore 5 points over the course of the day by using the whirlweed as a part of the bandage.
So I'm able to successfully operate and remove the arrow and then patch it up and treat it with the whirlweed.
Exactly.
And I'll go and see if Kondar and Asgard were also injured. I'll go ahead and...
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Kondar got. Asgard will already have bandaged herself up somewhat.
Okay. I'll go ahead and bandage Kondar. I think he only lost like a few points, like 3, I think.
Oh, right, he was hit with Mario, right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that when Sean's back. Just have to make a reminder. Heal Kondar. Okay. So, Francois, are you there?
No, he said he'd be right back.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put it to a vote. Everybody here, do you want to take a day, or do you want to, go up the river immediately starting tomorrow?
I would like to keep moving away from here. Just in case if they get their bravery back. Was there something specific you wanted to do in the area?
No, I was just thinking we had kind of a rough day. We could probably attempt to get supply, or just use the day to get supplies and stuff, or hunt a little more.
Well, perhaps we could move in the morning to a farther location and then do some hunting and gathering later in the early afternoon.
What about the rest of you?
We could do a half-day journey and use the rest of the day.
It sounds, I'll go with that.
That sounds like a reasonable plan.
Okay. Okay. You, as I said, you have to. First, you can regenerate if you need any.
Definitely. That's 1d6, right?
With 1d6, right? And for health, you can do a Constitution roll to see if you get 1 additional. And for Astral Energy, 1 Intuition roll also, if you get 1 additional.
Ooh. Well, I'm getting a lot of 1s today. Good thing this isn't D&D. So I got 5 points back.
I had failed my intuition roll.
Okay. So, if you want to regenerate by meditating,
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try that.
Okay. So the number of astro points you want to gain, you have to pay for in 3 plus the amount in life points, and you have to subtract 1 from the astral energy. So basically 4 plus the amount you want to gain is the life point cost.
Do I have to roll to see if I succeed or not?
Um, no.
Oh, okay.
If you take the time, because you only travel slightly, then I would say no.
Okay. Well, if we're only going to take a half day, I might as well just try to regenerate a good chunk.
Yeah.
So I'm going to regenerate 10.
Okay. Well, you basically look a lot worse after that. His face is suddenly very, very bleak. His eyes a bit sunken in.
You okay?
I'll be fine. Fortunately, I gathered this whirlweed, and it will help with my discomfort.
Well, okay. That's a good. That's good then.
Oh, something I forgot. The whirlweed will probably stay fresh enough to use for, well, 3 days or so.
Okay.
In that time, you can also try to make a paste out of it, which will increase the longevity of it by quite a long time,
Okay.
though it will reduce its potency.
Well, I'll keep it as is for another couple days, and then the remainder I'll go ahead and convert it into a paste.
Okay. Okay, so let's make. Well, basically after this, you settle in a bit of in a few days of normal activity, where you just move on, and the land doesn't change very much. The successes in hunting are again happening, and you let's say this would be the 3rd day. After that, you meet again, come again about a point where the river splits, and
The 3rd day?
the 3rd day, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll for my... So 4 for astral energy.
Yeah. Oh, I got to roll for 3d6.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be 10. That should give me pretty. Yeah, that actually heals me up. I can see what you say about it not taking long to heal from
Yeah.
pretty heavy.
Aventurians are regenerative monsters.
And I use
They're
the
like
whirlweed.
almost Wolverine.
Yeah. Okay. You gain 3 points per whirlweed you use in life. And the rest can use 3 whirlweeds to make one paste.
Okay.
And can do an alchemy check to see if you, or plant law, whatever fits you better, to see if you make the paste correctly.
Okay.
So you probably have enough for 2 pastes, right?
Yeah. See, I had 9 of them originally. I've used 3 of them. Yeah, so for 2 pastes.
Okay.
And I think plant lore is going to be my best bet. Let me double check alchemy. Oh no, wait. Seal. I have really good stats in alchemy. COCLDE. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even have to use any
Okay.
points.
So you have probably in one small container that you still have. I think you had some basic alchemy equipment, right?
Yeah, I had my
Okay.
alchemy kit.
Okay. Then you make a large amount of the paste, which you now have with some fat, probably from the duck or something, that can now be used in wound healing and so on. Okay.
How long will that last?
Month.
Oh, okay. So it lasts
Not one, but a number of months before it spoils.
Okay.
If you treat it carefully, of course. Okay. So, yeah, as I said, you come to this point where the river splits up. Which way do you want to take?
Well,
Is Francois, you muted if you wanted to say something.
Okay, sorry. Maybe you should try to cross it. Again.
Actually, I was going to say the opposite. Let's take the path of least resistance for now, and just move down it.
Well, okay, no problem. Let's follow that.
How wide is the river?
Well, you would say at this point it's or the arm that's most the northern arm that you can see is the smaller one, and the river has a crossing of maybe 30 to 50 meters.
Oh wow, so it's a pretty wide river. Yeah.
Okay.
I vote following it down too. I mean, I almost drowned to death just on 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see that the river is not as deep as it used to be from the walls surrounding the river. Okay. So, as you turn southward for another day, you come into a more hilly kind of terrain, and when you make your midday rest and enter this forest here, you find the remains of a human man.
Oh. So I'm the first to see that, and I'm quite frightened by what I'm seeing. Oh, and I advise everyone there's a dead body here.
Okay, I'm rolling. I gotta roll my necrophobia then.
Okay. Yeah, it's the
Oh.
I can control myself.
Okay. Yeah, the stench is acceptable from the range you're at. It seems to be dead a couple of days from what you can see, Gruff. The man is not wearing a shirt.
Okay, a new torso.
He has a new torso. He has some kind of ragged trousers, and he has, as you can see, two shackles around his hands that are still tied together, and which he tried to crawl into the direction you are or you come from, and so he lies outstretched on his stomach.
Probably escaped from those orcs we encountered.
Wouldn't say it was the orcs we just encountered. They don't seem to have enough people to have slaves.
Well, they had 4 ogres chained up.
Yeah, but why would they be having humans along? I mean, they seem nomadic. The ogres, they said, were for protection, but it just seems like any other. And then, I just kind of look at the corpse and be like, I'm gonna, back away a little bit.
Can I do it? I'm just going to check him out, see if there's any other wounds, see if he was killed and left here, or if he just died from natural elements.
Okay, you can do a treat wound check, though. Well, we don't need to do that. When you look at the body, you can quite easily find that apparently he has been whipped quite often, as you can see on his back. Some of the wounds have festered. I hope that's the right word.
Yeah.
And he also seems to have the tip of an arrow in his shoulder, which also has festered.
Okay, what type of build? Does it look like an arrow from the orcs?
Yeah, from what you can see, it's the shape of the arrow is made from flintstone rather than from metal. So at least it's not a civilization product.
Okay.
I think we should just keep moving out of here.
Yeah.
There's obviously a very hostile tribe of some sort in this area.
Gruff, quickly before we move on, can you track him to see which way he was crawling from?
I'll try. So I'm looking for that.
Okay, then do tracking.
Track.
Though I will also give you an increase of 2 because he wasn't very good at hiding his track at the end.
Okay. Increase of 2. Okay. I have 2 success.
Okay. What you can see is that, or you can basically follow him to the edge of the forest.
Okay.
And there you lose his trail in the high grass. But if he came from that direction without deviating very much, then he basically came from the south, where from one of the hills probably.
Okay, I come back to the camp and say, well, he was coming from the direction we are going to go. We're going through.
So he was going down the river?
He came from the south,
Oh,
roughly.
well, let's hope this river goes more east than south at some point.
Yeah,
Or do you want to go ahead and cross now?
but I wonder what the human was doing there.
He could have wandered up from Fexcare or any of the towns. He could have been captured in the
He
hills.
was whipped
kept
and
as a
chained.
slave.
He was a slave.
Well, if they have one slave, do you think it's possible they may have others?
Undoubtedly.
I mean, aren't we... shouldn't we do something, maybe?
Yes, we probably should, but do we have the people to actually attack an orc encampment? If that's what you're thinking, or do we have anyone who's skilled in, that kind of infiltration to go in and free a bunch of slaves?
Well, we may not need to have great infiltration. If we freed them, they might be enough of a revolt if there's enough of them.
Yeah.
Well, we do have the cutlery.
You mean trade for them?
Or no, I meant, we've got something to give them to defend themselves as they.
Oh, okay, I see. So we're on a rescue mission now. Seriously.
That's not what I'm signed for, unfortunately, but those souls need help. I'm a little torn here.
Yeah,
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to find it to know where potential slavers are coming from. Even if we're not able to help the slaves, at least we know where not to go to.
That, and if anyone ever follows us, maybe they could do something then.
Right.
We
Plus, we might as well try something. Even if we find out we can't really succeed at it, we should at least attempt to find something out about it.
Well, if you insist on doing that, we can of course follow it. But with any luck, Gruff will lose the trail.
Maybe.
You a little scared?
I'm not scared. I'm realistic.
Well, I'm a dreamer.
Well, my curiosity would lead me to see what's going on there, but if they find about us, we may become slaves at our own time.
Well, yeah, maybe, but it just seems like something we have to do. I mean,
You're the leader. I'll follow you.
okay, we're not making any
And you have the
promises to
tone.
do anything, but we'll at least check it out to see if there's anything that can be done.
And
If
you have
not,
the. You have the
Always come
tongue.
back to it.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have the thumb. That is correct.
Yeah, and then this time maybe you should try to begin a negotiation with it in your hand.
I have learned a couple of new things from that book of spiders that I've been interested in trying out.
What kind of things?
Spidery things.
Can you summon like swarms of spiders now?
Potentially.
Ah. If you don't throw them at us, I don't have a problem.
Okay. And I would say we can make a stop here.
Yeah,
If we are not-
it sucks. We only get 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I should have let you know earlier. I need the tokens and so on.
Uh,
No, that's okay.
That's
oh
okay.
well, we got some fun choices from the short notice anyway. So, but yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, we escaped. I thought at least one of us was gonna get maimed or die or something.
I actually thought I was going to kill one or two of you this session.
Well, at
Yeah.
least outside from just the magic effect that spells does, just the fact that it scares the superstitious creatures, it's another power that spells does at the same time. The one that just works on the imagination of its viewers.
Yeah. Well, I've always liked the thought of making making spells more a little more useful and a little bit less direct. Like
Yeah, from what I read, D&D spells are very often very direct, right?
yeah, it's almost always I mean, there's a couple utility spells here and there, but it's almost always like either a combat spell or a healing spell and
I noticed that
priests can only
especially
do
in 5th
healing.
edition. I mean, I didn't look at 4th edition, so I don't know anything about it, but I remember in 2nd edition there was a ton of utility spells.
Oh yeah.
I have like 5 spell compendium books from 2nd edition. It's like all kinds of very situational, random utility spells.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I think they probably didn't reuse that because D&D is basically a combat simulator, so...
Yeah, once Wizards of the Coast started really, once Wizards of the Coast got bought out by Hasbro, at least.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
like some that you could use, like if you're on a ship, like, it was like create cloth, where you could create cloth for your sails and random stuff like that.
That's not bad.
And there's like Phantom Noise in 3rd edition, I remember, which you could just create like a random noise,
Yeah.
So you kind of use it like the noisemaker arrows in Thief. It's like the guards are like, "Oh, what's that?" And then they walk over that way, and then you walk through there.
Yeah.
But for instance, if we were in like a jungle and we knew there were tigers nearby, we could like summon up the scent of meat and have like a bunch of tigers show up at the orc encampment or something.
Well, if I can cast these spider spells, I should be able to send some bugs their way.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stop the broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so